Alright, so I think it's finally time to finish the Grave Ninja. Now, what we're doing in this video is skid plate, front bumper. We're going to be adding some headlights. We're also going to be adding some type of air filter cover looking thing to protect the air filters that kind of hide some of the, some of the things right here. We're also going to be finally finishing the plastics, covering up this giant gaping hole in the middle. Once we do all that, then we can disassemble everything and finally throw some paint on this project. Alright, so now I'm trying to figure out where to put these cheap LED pod lights that I bought off of Amazon months ago. Now, I had originally planned on putting them here. I had welded on the bolts to bolt them on here, and I just didn't like how that looked. They stick out too much, they're not protected by the bumper, and it just looks a little weird. So, I had originally wanted to put them in here. This would look perfect, but unfortunately, this one is hitting the header, so that's not going to work. Thought about putting it in the middle, but it's still hitting the header. Thought about putting both of these up top, but then it's still hitting the header. So we're kind of very limited with where I can put this one because of the header being right here. So now I'm thinking of just putting this one here and then this one up here. It's gonna look a little goofy, but who cares? It's gonna work. Alright, so I couldn't figure out at first how to connect this piece, which is the stainless steel air scoop that we are making, to this piece. This is what attaches to the engine, and the air filter attaches to this, and then this piece attaches to this. So I couldn't figure out like how to connect it. I thought at first of just simply bolting this onto here, but then I'm realizing that once this thing is assembled, the back end is not going to be accessible to tighten down the bolts. So I had to come up with a new way of holding it down, which is simply just welding tabs on the back end. To assemble it, all you do is put this thing on, slide it forward, so therefore the front holes line up, just like that. Then you can bolt this thing down in the front, and these back tabs hold the back end down. To take it off, all you gotta do is take the bolts out, hit it back, and this thing slides right off. So that is how this connects to this. So let's finally weld this whole thing together. Alright, so we finally got the plastic sheet on the middle that covers up this giant gaping hole in the middle. Now this right here took me about almost a week trying to figure out how to make this work. Originally I was thinking of plastic welding these pieces together. How I would have done that is basically make this piece but split it down the middle and then plastic weld this to here, and then this to here, and then I would have had to connect them in the middle like how I connected these to here. So the plastic sheeting that I bought for this, I already cut it up into the pieces that would have worked, and then I tried practicing plastic welding. I bought a plastic welding kit, and I just could not get it to work. It looked like crap. I could pull it apart with my bare hands. It just did not work. I couldn't figure out how to make it work, so I gave up on that idea. I had to buy a new plastic sheet, which took 4 days for that stuff to get here. So basically, I just made it one big sheet and bolted it on to these others. Now, it doesn't look as great as it probably could have been if I did it in a different way, but I beg to differ that it works a lot better. It's a lot stronger. It's able to hold up to a lot of abuse in case anything hits this thing. All it's going to do is bend, or, you know, there's no way that this will fall off. So let's face it, this is an off-road machine. It's going to get beaten up. So it needs to be able to take some abuse. So now, yes, it is not the same color black as this stuff, which is unfortunate. I will be trying to spray paint this stuff to match this black. So once we paint this thing, I'm going to try and match these two colors. Alright, so let's talk about the rear suspension for a little bit, because I just uploaded today the video of taking this thing off-road for the first time. You guys could definitely see in that video that the rear suspension was not really dialed in, let's say. Every single bump that I hit, the rear suspension was bottoming out, making it a very, very uncomfortable drive. And I definitely felt it for the next couple days. My back was killing me. So let's change the shocks to something a little bit stronger. I have these from Go Power Sports. Links in the description where you guys can find this stuff. These are a little bit bigger and have a little bit more travel than the ones that are on here. So hopefully these shocks will make it to where driving this thing won't give me permanent back problems. Demonstration of before we changed the shocks. So my weight you can almost bottom this thing out. I mean, it takes like nothing to move it up and down. So, yeah. And now with the new shocks. Ooh, that is a lot stiffer. It's hopefully not too stiff. Now, I know that in the beginning of this video I had said that we were going to paint this thing in this video, but seeing as how just a couple things that we did took over a week, I think we need to save that for a separate video. So, especially because painting this kind of stuff definitely takes a long time, disassembly, cleaning it, getting it ready for paint, then multiple coats, drying time. It can take up to 2 weeks in itself just to paint something like this. So that will be for the next video of this project. For now, I gotta end this video here. Thank y'all for watching. Now I have to thank Go Power Sports for sending us all the parts we've used for this project. Links for everything will be in the description below. Go check that out. I gotta end this video here. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see ya in the next video.